On September 3, 2007, a man took off from a Nevada ranch for what his wife called a simple Sunday drive. He was flying a small single-engine airplane with no flight plan and no parachute. He was expected back in a few hours, but instead, the plane vanished completely, somewhere over the vast, unforgiving expanse of the American West. The missing pilot was Steve Fossett, a man who entered that cockpit with 116 world records. 5 years earlier, he had become the first person to fly solo, non-stop around the globe in a balloon. He was a calculated commodities trader who built a massive fortune on the Chicago exchanges. He used that wealth to meticulously plan and execute some of the most extreme survival challenges on Earth. The disappearance created a massive paradox. How does a world-conquering aviation master simply vanish during a leisurely local flight? His missing status triggered the largest and most complex peacetime search operation in United States history. Search crews faced 20,000 square miles of some of the most rugged, hazardous mountain terrain in North America. 50,000 people joined a crowdsourced campaign, scrutinizing hundreds of thousands of satellite images. However, this massive influx of ostensible sightings overwhelmed communication lines and hindered the official search teams with false leads. After a month of exhaustive, dangerous flying by dozens of aircraft, the mission was called off with 0 findings. Despite modern satellite technology and massive manpower, the unforgiving wilderness had completely swallowed one of the world's most experienced explorers. In September 2008, a hiker in the Sierra Nevada mountains found 3 crumpled identification cards. That discovery led air search teams to a debris field at an elevation of 10,000 feet. The National Transportation Safety Board arrived to conduct a forensic investigation of the site, looking to isolate exactly what brought the aircraft down. Investigators found no evidence of equipment malfunction in the 30-year-old aircraft. The engine and flight controls appeared to have been operating perfectly. Fossett's own history ruled out simple pilot error. He possessed an elite track record of managing crises in the air and was flying in clear weather. With the machine sound and the pilot alert, the only remaining variable was an invisible environmental force. Forensic evidence pointed to density altitude. As elevation and temperatures rise, air thins, crippling performance. With fewer molecules for lift and less oxygen for the engine, the NTSB calculated the plane's absolute maximum climb rate was just 300 feet per minute. High altitude also brings the constant threat of sudden mountain wind patterns, which can create massive localized downdrafts. On the day of the crash, Fossett flew into a downdraft, pushing air groundward at over 400 feet per minute. The physics were inescapable. Even at full throttle, the downward wind force was mathematically greater than the airplane's ability to climb. Atmospheric thermodynamics had set an invisible, mathematical trap. Fossett spent his life managing multi-million-dollar global circumnavigations, yet his final flight ended in a relatively small, localized patch of mountain air. The crash serves as a stark demonstration of the absolute limits of physics. Even the most prepared pilot remains subject to the brute force of the environment. He leaves behind the legacy of a pioneer who spent decades successfully expanding the boundaries of human endurance across the Earth's most hostile environments. Fossett's story is a reminder that no matter how many times human technology conquers the globe, nature's forces remain supreme and demand total respect.